So, you're building with AI, right? You feel like you've got superpowers, shipping features at a speed that seems, well, impossible. But what if I told you there's a hidden cliff, and almost everyone building this way is sprinting right towards it, completely blind? Let me paint a picture for you. It's 3 a.m. The big investor demo is tomorrow. You asked your AI to add one tiny little filter button, and now the whole app is a dumpster fire. Other features are just gone. The error logs make no sense, and every single fix the AI tries just breaks something else in a new and exciting way. Your beautiful app won't even start. If that sounds a little too familiar, you're not alone. This isn't some random bad luck. It's a predictable, repeatable pattern. We call it the week 8 wall. And here's the most important part. It's not happening because your prompts are bad or you picked the wrong tool. Nope, the reason is much, much deeper than that. To really get why this wall exists, we have to look at the journey. It's this surprisingly consistent timeline that takes you from feeling like a magician to drowning in absolute chaos. Let's walk through it, week by week. It all starts out amazing. Weeks 1 to 3, that's the honeymoon phase. You're unstoppable. Prompts turn into features in minutes. It feels like you've unlocked a cheat code for software development. But then, the creep begins. Around week 4, you notice your files are getting long, like really, really long. New features start breaking old ones. The AI is just copying and pasting code everywhere. But, you tell yourself, I'll clean it up later. Right. By week 7, you're in a full-blown crisis. You spend way more time debugging than you do building. Your files are monsters, and that leads inevitably to week 8, the collapse. It's over. You either quit, you hire a super expensive developer to rebuild from scratch, or you just toss months of work in the trash and start again. So what in the world is actually going on here? Why does this happen to pretty much everyone? It's time to pull back the curtain and unmask the real culprit. And I promise you, it's not what you think. You see, when we hit this wall, the first thing we do is blame ourselves. We think, if only my prompts were better, or maybe if I switched AI tools, or the classic, I'm just not cut out for this. But all of that, it's wrong. You're looking in the wrong place. The problem isn't your skill, and it's not your tools. This right here, this is the absolute heart of the problem. Your AI is an incredible code generator. It's like the most productive junior developer you could ever imagine, but it is a terrible, awful architect. It does exactly what you tell it to do, right now, with zero thought for how that piece fits into the bigger picture. It doesn't care about structure or making things easy to change later. It's just creating a tangled mess that is guaranteed to haunt you. In the software world, we have a name for this. It's called technical debt. And without an architect, without you guiding the process, every single line of code the AI writes is like taking out a high-interest loan. Sure, you get what you want today, but you're racking up a massive debt of future work and instability. And trust me, that bill, it always comes due. This is a massive paradigm shift. Think about it. Before AI, learning to code or hiring a developer was slow and expensive, but that process had architecture baked right in. You had to learn it, or you paid for someone who already knew it. AI made the act of writing code basically free and instantaneous. But in doing so, it ripped out that essential architectural layer, and now we're all seeing just how catastrophically expensive that missing piece truly is. So here's what it all boils down to. When you're building with AI, you are on one of two very, very different paths. One leads straight into that week 8 wall, and the other lets you build and scale with confidence. Over on the left, we've got the disaster path. This is what most people do. You have an idea, you prompt the AI, you get code, and you repeat. Without any rules, the AI just creates these monster God files. It mixes your user interface code with your database code. It's a mess. The result is always collapse. Now, look at the right, the prevention path. The key difference? You define the architecture first. You give the AI rules, you give it constraints, you force it to keep files small and separate its tasks. And the result? Clean, organized code that you can actually scale. Okay, so theory is great, but how do you know which path you're on? Let's get practical. We're going to do a quick health check on your project right now. All right, I want you to be totally honest with yourself here. Let's go down the list. Do you have component files over 500 lines long? Gotcha. Do you see the same chunks of code copied and pasted in different places? How about this? Does adding a new feature constantly break something that used to work? Is your project so confusing you can't even remember where certain functions live? And the big one, are you trapped in these debugging loops where fixing one bug just magically creates two new ones? Here's a rule of thumb. If you just checked 3 or more of those boxes, you are on a collision course with the week 8 wall, even if things feel okay today.
But hey, don't panic. It's not hopeless. You can start steering away from that wall today. Here's your quick start checklist. Before you write another line of code, do this. First, define your core concepts, your users, your posts, whatever they are. Map out how they connect. Then, set a ruthless file length limit, something like 400 lines max, and be a tyrant about it. Make sure every file only has one job to do. And finally, once a week, do an audit. Find your biggest, ugliest files and tell the AI to regenerate them with these new rules. Don't try to fix them, replace them.
Which brings us to the final critical question you have to ask yourself. Because in this new age of AI coding, these are really the only two options you have. The people who win aren't going to be the ones with the cleverest prompts. They're going to be the ones who master the art of building with constraints. So which is it going to be?